to enable them not to go through what I've just explained, by not stopping them from selling. I will provide the answer next year on what I will do as Governor of Bungoma to ensure that there will be no single citizen in Bungoma who will sleep hungry because they sold their maize to a middleman. I have an answer that I will tell them what I will do, but that answer will not contain, is stopping them from selling will never be part of the answer. When you ask an expert who has gone to school that what do we need to do to ensure that the people of Bungoma have food security, they'll begin to talk about horticulture, very many things which the problem which is not the answer. The reason why people of Bungoma, people of Kakamega, people of Trans Nzoia, they sleep hungry in the months of December, January, February, is because all the maize that they harvested wameuzwa to a middleman na shilingi 20, shilingi 30 because of magonjwa nyumbani, because of wanunue pia mkate kwa boma, watoto kule mkate, blue band, wengine wanalipa school fees na wanauzia mtu mwenye anaenda aweke akuja auze na bei kali, and you can't stop them. So I have an answer which I will tell the people of Bungoma next year.
So, Mheshimiwa, as we conclude, I will divert you again back to the national politics. You told us that we know regarding Gachagua is an impeached deputy president, so he doesn't stand a chance to vie for any position in the Republic of Kenya. But we have a set of other leaders that have come from the opposition. These are figures that we have seen in the political arena for so many years, and all of them are fronting themselves against President William Ruto in the 2027 general election. I want, in your own words, to describe to us these leaders. To begin with, we have David Maraga, the former Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, and Martha Karua, and in conclusion, former Interior Cabinet Secretary, Dr. Fred Okengo-Matia. In your own words, or do they stand a chance?
Number one, currently in our republic, William Ruto is focused on implementing his campaign pledges. That is what he's focused on now. We as his lieutenants, we are also focused on giving him an equivocal support for him to deliver whatever he promised Kenyans on our behalf as a coalition. That being said, we are also alive to the fact that we both have people who are popular amongst electorate from all the political divide. We have some who are popular and are currently in the opposition. We have some of our people within our own government who are unpopular, maybe for one reason or the other. That is a fact which cannot be washed away. In politics, when time for campaign comes, it will no longer be about the people you like. It will be about the people you want to win an election. When that time comes, after delivery of a government agenda to the people, after we have delivered what we promised to Kenyans, a time is coming, maybe next year, where the president will now change the agenda and convene his troops. Yours truly being one of them. And this time around, when we will reconvene, it will not be about how to implement whatever we promised Kenyans at that time. It will be about how do we win a second term. Who will have that discussion? And one thing will happen. We will evaluate regionally the capabilities of our leaders. We look around in Bungoma, because our principal in Bungoma, in Western Kenya, is Musalia and Moses Wetangula. If we will realize that the support of Musalia and Moses Wetangula has dwindled, and that we have other players who are more influential, if it's Oparanya, or if it's Cleophas Malala, or if it's Eugene Wamalwa, or if it's George Natembea, then we will bring them on board. We will, when you are assembling a political campaign machinery, your options are beyond the coalition that you are in, and it includes also the opposition basket. Politics is about interests. So I am simply telling you that we are currently focused on implementing our development agenda to the people of Kenya as a Kenya Kwanza government. But our time is coming, maybe next year, where we will reassemble a campaign machinery. And during that time, it will no longer be about the people we like. It will be about the people we need. So if Eugene Wamalwa will be part of him in terms of a person that we feel when he comes in, he can kind of increase our numbers and make us more likable and more popular, we will bring him on board. We will bring on board everybody. Even Matiang'i, you know, if you look at the arrangements of the opposition, you've seen some poor people line up, where some are earmarked for Speaker of National Assembly, others Speaker of the Senate, others Prime Cabinet Secretary, others want to be ministers. You know, when that time comes, we will negotiate. We will reassemble. We will raid the opposition camp, break it. We can even break it in 5 different pieces. Renegotiate with them. Find out which position they can play. Look at their experience and expertise. This Fred Matiang'i, the way he is, the way he's combative, how can we benefit from his intelligence, his wisdom, where can he play? Some want to be Attorney General. You know, you get the point. So we will reassemble the team, and I want Kenyans to relax. When we are saying William Ruto 2-term, we are not stupid. We are not speaking from a point of ignorance. We are speaking to the fact that it's not yet time to assemble a campaign machinery, and that when that time comes, we will raid the opposition camp, split it in 8 different pieces. We'll negotiate with individually, any one of them, renegotiate and form a formidable team, and move forward so that our 2-term becomes a reality.
So, Mheshimiwa, when is most likely going to be your manifesto? The manifesto launch, I mean.
My manifesto launch will be at the time where I'll be sure that no one can implement my manifesto, because we have an active government as we speak today in Bungoma, led by Ken Lusaka. And like I said, that 50% of my manifesto doesn't have any monetary investment, is only by way of policy, direction. If I bring them out now, the players, the policy makers in the county government of Bungoma can change them and implement them, and they will be no longer lucrative to talk about. So when I will be sure that time has come where the county government of Bungoma have got no window to implement anything new, when the assembly will be about to go to Synodine, that is the time that I will launch my manifesto. Because I want, by the time I will launch my manifesto, that excitement must be carried to the ballot and give a killer punch to all my political opponents, including some city dwellers and tourists who have come back to our county after a period of 56 years.
parting shot, Muhesh.
My parting shot is that I want the people of Bungoma to be like the people of Kimilili. The people of Kimilili were kind enough to overlook the weaknesses in me and gave me an opportunity to serve them as a member of parliament. Every individual in our country or the whole world has one or two weaknesses. There is no human being who is complete. They were focused on what they can benefit from me as opposed to what they think is a misgiving. They gave me an opportunity at the age of 30. It made me join the history of our land, that apart from Salia Mudavadi, who was elected at the age of 28 at that time, I was the only member of parliament at that time to be given the mandate as a member of parliament at the tender age of 30. And later on, I will open doors to very many young people who were able to get an opportunity regardless of their age, the likes of Peter Kalerwa Salasia, because of what I did that made the people know that it's not the age that determines how revolutionary an individual can be in terms of development, but it's about the way that person is wired that makes the whole difference. So I want the people of Bungoma not to look at anything else. And I am inviting them to scrutinize how I have used my CDF to revolutionize the education sector in my constituency. I want them to call their relatives in the community to confirm the schools are built. I want them that every time they have an opportunity to visit the community, let them move around to see the way our schools look like. And I want also to make a commitment that contrary to what my opponents say, to mean that my buildings are substandard, they're not in good shape, I want them not to listen to my political detractors, but to make an effort to visit those schools for benchmarking so that they can put their members of parliament to more accountable to deliver the same, because we almost get similar amount of money from NGCDF on average. And the people of Kimilili are aware that we have made a commitment, we have laid down our plans to ensure that all the 71 primary schools that we have in our constituency, by June next year, all of them, none of it will have buildings that were built in 1990s and below. We are going to phase out all those buildings to magnificent structures with tiles, with cabro, with the proper landscaping. We are putting heat repellents in all the roof, that where we are in our classroom, there will be no heat, the temperatures will be regulated. Even if the children will have had githeri for lunch, they will not sleep in the classroom. That is how serious we are as a constituency. And in the next 3 months, we will have completed the first batch of 30 schools that we have already sent the money to the school PMCs, and currently we are doing procurement. At the moment, we have completed around 3, which they are ready for commissioning in the next couple of days, which my team is working on to have them commissioned. And I also want to ask my supporters to love our opponents. They should not abuse our opponents. Because the seat that we are gathering for, everybody has a constitutional leeway to run for it. It's not reserved for us. And then many other players can come in. So I want them to relax. They should not feel agitated. I want them to love our members of parliament. I want them to love all members of our county assemblies who went for a meeting with our opponents. That is not a mistake that they did. That's within their democratic rights. And I want to ask all their supporters of our current members of parliament to support me. I even ask those who feel like their members of parliament have not done well and maybe they have other preferred candidates also to support me. All the candidates, I want them to support me because as a governor candidate, I will not take sides. The people of Bungoma are knowledgeable enough and are competent enough. They will give me competent members of the county assembly whom I will work with as their governor. So my last remarks will be that when the date is out, we are identifying people from all the polling stations in Bungoma. A number of them into a counting conclave that will happen in the next 14 days. If you are not mobilized to attend that counting conclave, it should not mean that your opinion doesn't matter. And everybody will be invited to attend that conclave. We have to begin from somewhere. So the people that we will select, they will just be that this is where we have reached, but we will be sending out an advert to invite everybody. I want to ensure that that meeting will have a minimum around 10,000 people, but if the other people will come, it will be 20, it will be 30, there will be no problem. We will have a whole day discussing on taking a position on a number of things that are happening within our county and within our country, and also as an aspirant. I would want to listen from them, constituency by constituency, on what are some of the issues that have been neglected by the Blues for the longest period of time, so that they can be part of my manifesto. My manifesto will be people's driven, and one thing that you must do to ensure that your manifesto is people driven is that you first must listen to them before you come up with a final